Poggio Bracciolini de Varietate Fortunae, Episode 10. Parcius enim ut arbitramur qui haec legerent, se credent arbitrio fortunae, cum inspexerent quam multis, quos in sublimi veluti personatos collocavit, pardrum fide fuerit illius fides, sed omnium quae nobis natura indidit, nihil melius sapientia, nihil virtute praestantius, in qua nullum cum supra eam sit, LatinPerDiem fortuna possidet. Now this is a lovely and not entirely easy sentence. For, or because, enim, more sparingly, parcius. This is a comparative adverb. As we judge, those who shall have read these things. The haec here are the past events, the praeterita, in other words, history, things that have been done, the things of famous men. Those who shall have read those things, so we think, se credent arbitrio, they shall entrust, credent themselves, say, more sparingly, parcius, to the judgment or the whim of fortune. And they will do that, cum inspexerent, when they see how little faith or how little trust is the loyalty of it. That's going to be fortune, illius, how little of it there is to many people, multis, many people whom fortune has raised, collocavit, or has placed in a lofty spot, in sublimi, as though they were counterfeits or pretenders, personatos. So let's stop there and look at the first part of this sentence. So the main verb is credent, they will entrust. The object is se, and this reflexive, which is masculine, plural, and accusative, refers back to the subject of credent, which is this clause here, qui haec legerent. So those who shall have read those histories, they will entrust themselves to the judgment or the whim of fortune. Arbitrio is a neuter singular dative. It's the indirect object of credent, whereas se is the direct object, and fortunae is in the genitive. They will entrust themselves, parcius, more sparingly or more reluctantly. And then we have the parenthetical ut arbitramur. Remember that ut plus an indicative is always parenthetical, and so you translate it as or when. That's the standard way to take it in English. Then we have this cum clause, which goes all the way through fides. So they will entrust themselves when, now we have this subordinate clause, when they see, inspexerent, or when they have seen. This is a perfect subjunctive, cum inspexerent. When they have seen, what is it they see? They see quam pardrum fide fides. When they see how little trust, pardrum fide, and fide is feminine singular and nominative because it's modifying the subject of fuerit, which is fides. How untrustworthy, pardrum fide, is the loyalty or the fides, the trust of it, namely of fortune. How little of that belongs, multis. So this is kind of strange to me, at least, or it took me a while to figure this out. This is a masculine plural and dative of possessor. How little trust belongs to the many persons, we might say rather awkwardly. How little trust the many people have, how little reliability of fortune there is, and what kind of persons are they? They are the ones quos collocavit, whom, as pretenders, as counterfeits, she, fortune, has placed in a high spot, in sublimi. The second half of the sentence, from sed through possidet, is really quite simple. But of all the things, said omnium, which nature has bestowed upon us, so natura is the subject of indidit, and nobis is a masculine plural dative indirect object, quae is the direct object in the neuter plural and accusative, and the antecedent of it is omnium. But of all the things which nature has bestowed upon us. Now the main verb here is missing, and it's est. Nothing is better. Nihil est melius. Nothing is better than wisdom, sapientia, ablative of comparison. Nothing is more distinguished or more excellent than virtue. So est is supplied here as well. These are both comparative adjectives. Praestantius and melius are both neuter singular and nominative. They're comparative adjectives. And then we have two ablatives of comparison, sapientia and virtute. And finally, we have a relative clause modifying virtue, and that goes from in qua through possidet. So the virtue in which fortune, fortuna, possesses no power, or we might say the virtue over which fortune, that's the subjective possidet, so that's nominative. Fortune possesses nullum imperium, and that's going to be accusative, imperium modified by nullum, and notice the nice bracketing with cum sit, this cum causal clause, possesses no authority. Fortune possesses no authority over virtue because it, meaning virtue, is above fortune, eam. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the lesson, please press the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment.